Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're all well and having a great day so far. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Emma and I make bookish content. So on this channel we do monthly TBRs, reading vlogs, book recommendations, book hauls, all of that good stuff. So if that sounds good to you and something you're interested in as well, then I would love you to consider subscribing and joining our little family. Today I'm going to be choosing my December TBR, and I cannot believe I'm saying that it's going to be December in just a couple of days. I've broken out the red lipstick especially to start to feel festive, and I'm not sure whether that was actually the worst idea in the world, because typically I am not a red lipstick wearer, and I'm now super paranoid that throughout this video it's going to end up like all over my teeth or something, so we're just going to go with it and hope for the best. But I am feeling festive. I put up my Christmas decorations a couple of days ago and I'm really enjoying them. I absolutely adore Christmas. It's possibly my favourite time of the year, and my favourite time of the month is choosing my TBR. So if you've not watched any of my videos before, I randomly choose some numbers out of my trusty TBR jar, and then we find the number of the corresponding book on my cart behind me. I had a fantastic reading month in November and I did manage to complete my whole TBR, which was super exciting. So yeah, great reading month, really enjoyed it. I'm going to be choosing 10 today. This is probably the right balance between getting through some of the books on my cart behind me and then giving me also a bit of flexibility to do some mood reading as well. I normally talk about new releases and put a couple of those on my TBR. I will talk about a couple that are coming out in December that I'm particularly interested in, but because I've done 10 before the end video fairly recently and I've also done a winter TBR video, I have spoken about some new releases there, so I don't want to talk about the same books too much. But upcoming releases in December that I'm particularly looking forward to is Better in Black by Cassandra Clare. This is a book of short stories in the Shadowhunter universe, and as you guys already know if you've watched my videos before, huge Shadowhunters fan, and we've not had a book set in the Shadowhunters universe for quite some time, so I'm very keen to revisit some of these couples. I think Cassandra has said that we're going to be checking in on maybe 10 of the couples from the Shadowhunters series, and I cannot wait for this. I love this universe so much. I've been reading it I think since about 2016 when it was recommended to me by one of my colleagues, and I'm so thankful for that. It got me out of a huge reading slump at the time, and I just enjoy it so much that I'm actually considering starting from scratch and reading the whole universe again next year. I think that would be a really good read, and I'd love to see whether I enjoy it just as much the second time round. So yeah, Better in Black is definitely one that I'm looking forward to. Another one that I am really looking forward to is In Your Dreams by Rachel Adams. This is the fourth book in the When in Rome series, and it's about the fourth Walker sibling. We've been introduced to the two main characters in this book earlier in the series, and they've had a few interactions, and you definitely got the vibe that there's some sort of chemistry there between them, so I've been very much looking forward to this one. But because it doesn't come out until the 30th of December, I think I'm probably more likely to read that in January. I don't think I'm gonna quite manage to squeeze that in into December's reading month. Really looking forward to both of those. November is also my birthday month, so I think shortly after this video goes up it will be my birthday at the end of the month, and I know that I've asked for a lot of books. I really didn't know what to ask for this year, but obviously books are always something that is a welcome gift for me, and having my channel as well, I thought it would be really great to stock up on some books. So I have got a birthday book haul coming up soon as well, so keep an eye out for that, and that will be restocking my TBR cart for next year. But speaking of next year, I did just want to ask you guys your opinion on this, because I do enjoy blindly unwrapping the TBR list and having a surprise every month. But I also really enjoy content where booktubers use a TBR jar and use the prompts, and I do get a bit of FOMO, if I'm honest. So for next year I was thinking, do we want to stick with the blind picks like I have been this year, or would you like to see me use a TBR jar prompt instead? Just to mix it up a little bit might be quite fun, but I just wanted to see what your thoughts were on that, and let me know what you think in the comments. But without further ado, let's get into choosing my TBR for December, and let's pick the first prompt. Oh, love that noise. So we've got number 51, which is on the back. Okay, so this is a hardback. A lot of my hardbacks are romantasies, but there are a few exceptions. I'm not sure what this is, if I'm honest with you. Hopefully I can rip the paper so you guys see it first. Oh, okay, so this is Silvercloak by L.K. Stephen, and I've been dying to read this book. This book was actually a gift from my husband. He bought it for me when we went on a day out, and it's a really beautiful edition. It's got this gorgeous ombre sprayed edge, and it is signed by the author as well. But this is a romantasy book, and what intrigued me about this was, I think the magic system in this universe is based on pleasure and pain. So I'm so intrigued to see how this is sort of like built into the story. It's definitely something that I've not read before, possibly a bit different from other books. And I did read a book by this author earlier in the year. It was called Our Infinite Fates, and that's a YA book, and she writes under the pen name Laura Stephen, and that was fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Again, it was very different from other books that I've read. As this is adult fantasy, this is why maybe her pen name's different, but as it's adult, maybe there could be some spice in here. I'm not entirely sure, but I really enjoyed her writing style in her last book, so I can't wait to read this one. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm so happy that I've picked it. Okay, number 53, also on the back. Number 53, and this feels like a paperback, so it could literally be anything. This is Blood and Steel by Helen Schroeder, and I've been dying to read this for the longest time. I mean, there's so many books that I want to get to, and I just can't read fast enough. I've read over 200 books this year, which I would say is a lot more than the average person, or people that I know anyway. And even reading that amount, I still can't get to all of the books that I want to read. So super happy that I've picked this out. There's 4 books in the series, but there's also, I think, a companion novella, which a lot of people recommend to read in between book 2 and book 3. I'm going to do what they recommend, because I think some of the characters that we meet in that book show up later in this series. In this universe, women are forbidden from wielding blades. I don't know why, I don't know what the backstory is in relation to that. I just know that it's like a major rule in this world. And our main female character, her ambition in life is to become like an elite warrior and join this guard that protect the realm. So she has been training in secret all of her life, but super excited to pull out a romantasy. I've been itching to start a new romantasy series, and especially with the cold weather outside, when it's dark and rainy, I just crave a good romantasy book. So again, super happy that I've pulled this out. So we've got number 14. Okay, this feels like a smaller paperback. Okay, so this is Beautiful Venom by Rena Kent, and I have been dabbling into dark romance this year. I'd never really read anything from the genre until earlier in the year, and as the year's gone on I've got a bit braver and a bit braver. But a few months ago I read Rena Kent's Legacy of God series, and I did really enjoy that series. The first book was a miss for me, if I'm honest with you, but after that the books did get better and better. So I have been keen to read some more Rena Kent's writing for quite some time, and this is the first book in a new series. I think book 2 might actually be coming out in December, so if I read this and really enjoy it, I could actually pick that book up as well. It's going to be dark romance, and I think there is like a hockey element to it as well. I do enjoy a good sports romance, especially hockey, so this might blend two tropes that I really enjoy. I think that Corvin King does the narration for the audiobook, and he has got the deepest voice ever, so I may actually pick up the audiobook and listen to it at the same time as reading, because I do really enjoy reading books that way actually. I think that we may have been introduced to the main male character in Kiss the Villain. So the lecturer in Kiss the Villain, and I won't talk about that book too much in case you know, you guys want to read it, I don't want to spoil it for you, but the lecturer in that book has got a nephew, and I think that is the main character in Beautiful Venom. So yeah, really looking forward to this. I'm glad that I've pulled it out because I've not read any dark romance recently. Okay, book number 2. So this is another paperback, but it does feel quite thick, so it could possibly be a romantasy. I know that I've got a few romantasy books on my TBR card. Okay, I'm super happy about this one. This is A Court This Cruel and Lovely by Stacia Stark. And I've been wanting to read this book for the longest time. I think it was Ellen Catherine who recommended this book on her channel. I think she read this series a while ago and really enjoyed it. She actually recommended Blood and Steel also, but in terms of like fantasy books and romantasy, I think my taste is quite similar to hers, so the chances are if she liked it then I probably will as well. But this is the first book in a 4-book series, and it is a completed series, so I can sit and binge that, which is great. I don't like to have too many series on the go at once because I don't have the brain capacity to remember all of like the details from each of the series and wait sort of a year between books coming out. I'm okay with a few, but I don't want sort of like 10 plus series on the go. I really truthfully like to just read a series back to back if possible, so it's going to be great to be able to do that with this one. Let's just have a quick look at the back and see what it's about. Oh, okay, I remember now. So it says, Just after humans are born, the gods take what little power we have. In return, they protect our borders from the vicious, merciless Fae. The humans who manage to keep their power are known as the corrupt, and they're put to death. When my forbidden power is discovered, I'm forced to flee my tiny village and the life I adore. To survive, I make a desperate bargain with a mercenary, a dark and brooding man whose face I have seen in my dreams. Okay, so I've not read all of that, I've just read like a few paragraphs from the synopsis, but already I'm hooked in and I remember exactly why I wanted to read this series. So yeah, super excited to get another romantasy, cannot wait. I don't think I can wait for December to start. I want to start reading this stuff now. Okay, we've got number 13. Oh, nice and easy, just behind me here. So this is a hardback. Oh, and I can't see the cover, like the front cover, but I can tell by the colour of the book what it is. This is Holly by Adeline Grace, and it's the novella to the Belladonna series. Another book I'm super happy that I've pulled out, because obviously with this being a Christmas book, you know, what perfect month to read it than December. I read the Belladonna series earlier in the year and very much enjoyed it. Adeline Grace was a new author to me and I really enjoyed her writing. So I think they're going to be the characters from that series, and this is just going to be, you know, some sort of story set around the festive period. But I don't think it's actually as thick as this in reality, because it looks like quite a big book, but when you open it, the font is quite small and it does have beautiful borders inside, and I think there's also illustrations throughout the book as well. So there's one. It is a beautifully illustrated book. I'm really glad that I was able to get my hands on a copy, because who doesn't love beautiful covers, beautiful illustrations? I think it's a beautiful edition, and I've said the word beautiful so many times, but yes, it's beautiful. Looking forward to this, looking forward to revisiting the characters as well, because they were very interesting. There is for sure a supernatural element to it as well, and yeah, can't wait. So 5 books picked, another 5 to go. Book number 60. That will definitely be on the back. Okay, so this feels, it feels like a paperback, but it does feel a bit skinnier from some of the other books that I've pulled out so far, and that's great, because as much as I love a good, you know, 500-page plus book, sometimes you do just want a shorter read that you can sort of get finished in a couple of days, and it's a good palate cleanser. You know, when you're reading 10 plus books in a month, you do need that, because if I was reading 700 pages 10 times, there's no way that I'd get my TBR finished. Okay, this month is just going to be such a good month. I'm so thrilled with all of the books that I've been picking. This is Insatiable by Lee Rivers. It's the first book in the Edge of Darkness trilogy. I've been dying to read another Lee Rivers book. As I said, I was new to dark romance as a genre earlier this year, and I was getting a bit braver and a bit braver, so I did read one of her duologies earlier in the year. I forget what the duology was called, but the 2 books were Little Stranger and Little Liar. As I said, I was new to the genre at the start of the year, and I have got a bit braver as the year's gone on. I probably read that around the summertime, and it was a really good read. It was quite shocking in places. Well, you know, some of you guys who are avid dark romance readers are probably like laughing at me right now, but if you are sat there and you like Sarah Adams' closed door romance, reading Lee Rivers would probably like put your jaw on the floor. It's all relative, isn't it, but as I sort of read through that book, it's certainly dark, it's got dark themes, it's a bit unhinged in places, and it's a love story between adopted siblings, so there's no blood relation there at all, it's not incest. But for all intents and purposes, these two people have been raised in a, family household as siblings. So that's what gives it the taboo element. But yeah, it was a good book. It was certainly quite fast paced, and I've been keen to try some more of Lee Rivers' writing. So I'm glad that I've picked this up. This is the first book in a trilogy. And I think that we were introduced to some of the characters in this book in the second book. I think it was Little Liar. I'm keen to find out more about these characters and what their story is. I haven't read really anything about the storyline of this series. I'm going to go into it completely blind. But as with any book, check trigger warnings, especially dark romance, because the themes can be quite disturbing. So, you guys have got to do what's right for you, protect your own mental health. Make sure you just check these things out and decide for yourself whether you think it's suitable for you or not. But I am certainly going to be probably reading it like this with like my eyebrows up the back of my head. But I think I'm going to enjoy it, and these aren't too long either, so I think I'll probably, if I'm able, be able to read all three back to back. Number 58. Okay, another paperback. Okay, so Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Roerich, and I've probably got the biggest like shit-eating grin on my face at the moment because I can't believe how lucky I've got with the books that I've pulled out this month. This has been on my TBR for months, and I haven't pulled it out up until now, and I've been wanting to read it for the longest time. So I've not read anything by Melissa K. Roerich before. I've got all of the books in this series, so it's a series I can binge, and there's also another series she's written called the Legacy series, and I have the first three books already. I'm waiting for the fourth book to come. But the reason I'm so keen to read these is because it's a romantasy story, which, as I've said, I love romantasy as a genre, but it's a dark romantasy. So it's sort of blending the romantasy with the dark romance, which I think I'm going to really enjoy. I did read earlier in the year a duology. The first book was called Feather So Vicious, and that book is so unhinged. My jaw was on the floor in some of the scenes, but it was so good, and I think that's why I enjoyed it so much, because where I thought the line would be, this went so far past the line, like it actually shocked me when I was reading it. But the romantasy storyline, the fantasy side of the book was so good. It wasn't all smut. It was a good balance between the spice and the story. The story kept me really engaged, and it was such a good book. So yeah, if you've not heard of that book before, definitely check it out. It's Feather So Vicious by Liv Zander. Yeah, I'm keen actually to try some more darker fantasy books. I'm not anticipating this to be as dark as Feather So Vicious, but I think it's going to be, darker than your Akatars, your From Blood and Ashes, and I love those series. I absolutely adored both of them, but this I think is going to be a nice blend, as I say, between the romantasy and the dark romance. So really keen to start this. And one of the booktubers that I do watch, Emmy, I'm sure a lot of you guys watch her as well, she's super popular. I've got quite similar taste to her, and when she reads romancy especially, you know, I tend to find if she likes a book, then a lot of the time I also like it. Not all the time, because obviously we're all different, aren't we? But generally speaking, if she said a book is really good, I tend to also enjoy it, and I know that she really loved this series. So super excited to start it. It looks like we've got 3 romantasy series potentially. So we've got A Court This Cruel and Lovely, we've got Blood and Steel, and now we've got Lady of Darkness. So I'm not sure that I'm going to get all the series read as well as the other books on my TBR, but it's going to give me so much choice, and I can at least, you know, start the series. I'm just so excited to have pulled these out. I cannot wait to start reading. So that's 7 books chosen and 3 more to pick. Number 49. I think most of them are on the back of the cart this month, aren't they? Okay. So, do you know, this feels, I can't tell whether it's a paperback or a hardback. It feels like a paperback, but it's so heavy. I really have no clue what this is. Okay, I'm happy. I've never read a book by this author before. This is The Ritual by Chantal Tessier, and I think this is the first book in a dark romance series. So as I said, I'm dipping my toe into the genre. I'm getting braver and braver, and I know a lot of people talk about this writer in, you know, when referencing dark romance. So I think she's a really popular author. I think it's in a college setting as far as I know, and I think there's the second book in the series is called The Sinner, and I think that's the one that has got probably the most attention in the series so far. So I know nothing about the storyline. This is becoming a running theme, but obviously it's dark romance, so it's going to be dark themes. There's going to be trigger warnings. Make sure you check it out. But yeah, I'm keen to branch out a little bit, try a new author, try a new series as well. Much like Lee Rivers, widening my horizons, so to speak. And this is a big book, you know. Like, when I first picked it up, I was thinking this is going to be romantasy for sure, just because of how thick the book was. Let's see how many pages are in here. So there's 618 pages, so she is thick. But yeah, keen to give it a go, can't wait. Number 42. Again, on the back, I think I might just turn my cart round permanently at this point. Is that it? Oh, I know what this is. Guys, I know what this is already. I haven't even got to open it. I can just tell by the sheer size of it, okay? This is probably the biggest book I own, but I'm happy. I'm really happy because another highly anticipated read for me. And you know, there's clearly a running theme in this video. No cutesy romance in this video, is there? I don't think there's going to be anything cute. Oh, actually, tell a lie, we've got Holly, which is probably a bit more, you know, cute and Christmassy. But yeah, everything else is dark themes and yeah, romantasy. It's The Alchemist by Shenlin Yu, and this is a highly, highly anticipated read for me. When I was growing up, I grew up with Harry Potter. I read my first Harry Potter book in year 7. I was probably the same age as Harry when the books came out. So, did I start reading it in 98, 99? And as I got older, I sort of grew up reading these books. I absolutely adored Harry Potter. And the reason I'm talking about Harry Potter is, if you didn't know, this book started out as Hermione fan fiction, so Draco and Hermione. It was very popular online, and it was originally called Manacled. A lot of people read it, absolutely loved it, and this is why, you know, it's been picked up to be traditionally published. So I'm guessing a few things have had to change slightly because I guess through, you know, copyright issues. But this is supposed to be like such a fantastic story. So many people are raving about it, and I know that it's dark. So yeah, that was all I needed to hook me in. It's, you know, fantasy setting, dark, and, you know, throw in the Hermione fanfic as well. I'm sold. I don't need to know any more. But this is a whopper. There is 1,024 pages. So I am going to be busy over Christmas, but I'm here for it because I think, you know, when we all overindulge at Christmas and we're stuffed after our Christmas dinner, you put your pyjamas on, don't you? Because let's be honest, we all need a stretchy waistband at this point. Everybody sort of veggies out. You're either watching something on the TV like Love Actually or The Holiday or something, or else, you know, you've got your comfy clothes on, you're feeling cosy, and you pick up a book. And those days in between Christmas and New Year where, you know, I don't even know what happened during that time. It just sort of all merges into one. This is going to be the perfect time to pick up a book like this and get lost in it. Just devour it in, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. I can't wait. That to me sounds like absolute heaven, but then again, I suppose I am a little bit boring. Okay, last pick. Number 47. It's a hardback. And I can tell, I know what this is already because I've seen the sprayed edge. This is another one that has been on my radar for so long, and I got such a beautiful edition from Waterstones, so I know exactly what book this is. This is Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider, and this was another book that was indie published. So many people read it at the time, and I missed the boat for the indie copy, so I did have to wait for the, you know, this copy to come out. But I am glad that I waited because this edition is beautiful. These sprayed edges are gorgeous. But again, a story that so many people have been talking about this year. I think there is another book coming out possibly next year, so it could be the start of a series. I'm not sure how many are going to be in the series, whether it's a trilogy or a longer series, and I've been really looking forward to this. On the back it says, "You're kind of beautiful when you lie." So great quote, isn't it? Let's have a quick look. Okay, the synopsis is like 3 massive paragraphs, and I think I'm almost scared to read it, to be honest, because as I said earlier, sometimes they give away too much, so I'm going to be overly cautious and not read it. I'm just going to wait until I come to pick it up to read in full and go in blind. I've got high hopes for this. So many people have read, love this book, rave about it. I've got super high expectations, and that can be both a blessing and a curse because obviously authors want their books to be hyped up and people to be talking about it, they're going to sell more copies. But as the reader, I almost try to avoid listening too much to the hype, because my expectations can be up here before I've even opened the first page, and it can be dangerous because it can never live up to the hype. Going in not knowing too much about it, you can enjoy the book, I think, a bit more organically. So I'm trying to stay away from the storyline. I don't know whether this is the right book that I'm thinking of, but apparently there is like some massive plot twist that nobody sees coming, and I've got a feeling it is this one. And when I hear something like that, I don't want to research too much more, because you're only one click away from somebody spoiling it for you potentially. So we'll see. But oh my god, I can't tell you like how like hyped up and happy I am about my December TBR. I don't think I could have picked a better TBR by just, you know, unwrapping all of these and just picking all of them myself. You know, to get this selection randomly is amazing. I said that I wanted dark romance, I said that I wanted fantasy in the winter, and that is what the TBR gods have delivered. So let's do a quick recap of the 10 books on my December TBR. We've got Silvercloak by L.K. Stephen, Blood and Steel by Helen Schroeder, Beautiful Venom by Rena Kent, A Court This Cruel and Lovely by Saisha Stark, Holly by Adeline Grace, Insatiable by Lee Rivers, Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Rorich, The Ritual by Chantal Tessier, Alchemized by Shenlin Yu, and Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. So guys, those are the 10 books on my December TBR. Let me know your thoughts if you've read any of them. I love speaking with you. I could talk about books all day. That is why I started my booktube channel in the first place. I just kindly ask you to keep them spoiler free, because obviously I'm reading these for the first time, so I want to be sort of surprised when I'm reading. But I love to hear from you, and also let me know what is on your TBR for December. You guys have the best taste, and I love chatting books because you also give me great ideas to add to my TBR. Books that I've never even heard of half of the time. But yeah, absolutely love chatting with you. That is everything for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because I would love to have you back. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.